hate hiking. That I know that might come across as abrasive, but we also have lists of things that we like and that we don't like, that we love and that we hate. And on my list of hate is hiking. I hate it. There's a few reasons I hate hiking. First off, there's dirt everywhere and bugs everywhere. And I don't really understand the whole concept of like, I'm down here and there's some trees and I see up there and there's also some trees and I'm going to go look at them. Why are they different than these trees? What is the point? I don't get it. The other reason I hate hiking is a little more personal. I have a blood pressure condition, and if I change elevations, I get pretty sick. So if I'm sitting down and I'm standing up, then my hands go numb and cold and tingly, and my heart pounds, and my blood pressure and my heart rate can't figure out what they're doing, and my vision can go blurry, and sometimes I can pass out. And this can happen if I'm laying down and I stand up too quickly, or if I'm standing up and I sit down, or if I go up a flight of stairs. And isn't hiking just an endless flight of stairs with no destination? Just those trees? I hate it. Well, about 5 years ago, when I was in the dating pool, I met a guy and we were out to dinner on our very first date and we were getting along really, really well. And we were having a pleasant conversation. We had a lot in common. And then we asked him, was like, hey, what do you like to do for fun? And I thought he was going to say something like, do musicals because he did that kind of thing. And he said, oh, I love hiking. Do you like hiking? No, I hate it. Did I say that? No. I said, sure, hiking, great. Yeah, it's really fun. Why did I tell him I didn't like hiking? Well, you see, 5 years ago, I was really worried about what people would think of me despite what they like. And I didn't think this was a huge problem. I had my own set of interests and things I liked, and I liked to share that. But if someone was really passionate about something, especially if I was like dating them and they liked me, I made a really big effort to like it too. So like, for instance, there was this other guy I dated for a little bit and he loved basketball. Basketball's fine, but I don't know anything about basketball. So I called my friend and I was like, hey, in like an hour and a half, I'm going to go to this guy's house and we're going to watch the Jazz game. Can you tell me everything there is to know about the Jazz and basketball rules so I don't sound stupid? And I memorized all of that information so I wouldn't look dumb. Now listen, I don't think there's anything wrong with enjoying other people's interests, learning something new, loving something because someone you love also loves it. This is a little different. So here I am saying I like hiking. I didn't think anything of it. The date ends. Well, then later he picks me up. We're going to go on another date. He doesn't tell me what we're doing. And I'm like, okay. So I get in the car and he has Chick-fil-A. And then I know it's going to be a really good date because I love Chick-fil-A. And I would always drop these little hints with the guys I was dating. I'd be like, hey, I really like Chick-fil-A. Hey, I went to Chick-fil-A today. It was like the best part of my day. And they'd get this great idea that was totally their idea where they were going to bring me Chick-fil-A and they'd be so happy. And then I would know that I would get Chick-fil-A on the date no matter what. It would be a good date. So he has Chick-fil-A and I'm like, this date's going to be awesome. So I get in the car and I'm like, hey, what are we doing? And he's like, you'll see. So we start driving and we're getting closer to the mountain and closer and closer and closer and closer. And then we're up Green Canyon and I'm like, can we have the Chick-fil-A yet? And he's like, not yet. Then we park the car and then I'm like, can we have the Chick-fil-A now? He's like, no. I said, what are we doing? He's like, we're just going to like climb that hill. I said, what hill? That's a mountain. And he was like, no, it's a hill. That's a mountain. I was like, they look the same. So we start climbing and I'm just following the scent of Chick-fil-A all the way up this mountain and I'm wearing sandals because I was not prepared because he didn't tell me what we were doing. So I'm just following him up this really steep dirt path and I'm like, don't let him know that you feel like you're going to die. Then we get up to the top and there's just like some flattish grass over here. And he's like, you can sit there. And I'm like, cool, it's not super dirt. It's just kind of dirt because there's grass. So we sit down and we're eating the Chick-fil-A and he says, hey, I think that an animal might have slept here because the grass is kind of flat. And I was like, oh, like a deer? And he was like, no, by the shape of it, probably like a mountain lion. And I quickly finished my fries and said, let's go. So we hike back down the hill. We get in the car and I'm like, shoot, I hated that. What am I going to do? Did I say anything? No. So the next date picks me up. This time I wore sneakers. And we go up Logan Canyon and we start climbing another hill. And I'm following him up there and I'm thinking, what am I going to do about this? Because this was like, gosh, we did this like 5 or 6 times in 1 month. And I think I'd been on 5 or 6 hikes in my life at this point. Like, I faked a stomach ache to get out of a 5-mile hike when I was a teenager. So, this was a lot for me. I was very dedicated, obviously. And we get up to the top of this hill. I'm following him up there. And he's like, let's climb this tree. And I was like, oh my gosh. Okay. So we climb this tree and I barely make it up there. And I'm like panting and heaving. And we're sitting pretty close together. And we're having a cute conversation. I think, maybe I'll get something out of this. Maybe he'll hold my hand. He did. He just hopped back out of the tree and was like, see you at the bottom, and started back down the hill. And did he take the switchback route? No, he like rock climbed his way straight down to the bottom to where the car was. And I thought, oh, I can't look stupid. So I like rock climb my way to the bottom, and I'm like, yeah, wait for me. And we're climbing our way to the bottom, and I finally make it, and we get in the car, and I think, shoot, I hated that. What am I gonna do? Did I say anything? No. So I'm contemplating my life, and I'm thinking, I've never broke up with someone before. I think this is going to be the time that I'm going to have to end it. I'm going to have to say, hey, you're really cute. I really like you, but I hate hiking. So we can't date anymore. I could not come to terms with having to say that to somebody. It was going to break his heart. He would be more upset about me not liking hiking and faking it than me actually dumping him, probably. So I'm thinking about this, and in a couple days, I get a text from him, and he's like, hey, come meet up with me at this park. And I'm like, okay, sweet. Shoot. So I go, I meet up with him at this park. He's like, I want to have a talk with you. And I'm like, crap. He's going to be like, I really like you. I think we should keep going. And I'm going to just have to be like, I hate hiking. So I'm trying to figure out, how am I going to break this to him in like the nicest way possible, while also fessing up that I've been forcing a really, really cute smile the whole time we've been doing this. It's been like a month and a half. This is like 5-6 weeks of this. I meet up with him, and he sits down, and he's like, hey, so, I really like you. We've been having a lot of fun, but we have to break up. And I was like, he said it first, not me. Now I don't have to tell him. And I must have had some sort of look on my face, because he was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Like, you don't have to be upset. And I was like, upset? I'm upset. I'm going to need a minute. I'm going to just go to my car again to see you. Like, thank you for the fun time. Have a really great life. And I got my car, and I was like, I'm so happy. And I just cried all the way home, tears of joy, because I knew I wasn't going to have to fake liking hiking anymore. So I got out of that one. But I realized something, and I came up with a decision that has influenced the rest of my life. And that was that I couldn't fake liking something ever again, especially with somebody that I care about. It was exhausting. I was pouring all my energy into trying to figure out how to survive hiking, and I wasn't doing anything else but that. And it wasn't bringing me joy. Why was I wasting my time doing something like that? I started to realize, you know what? I do this a lot. I need to do something about this. I need to be okay with who I am. I need to trust that the people that love me and get to know me and care about me are going to think I'm worth it, regardless of what I like or what I don't like. And then I can actually give something an honest try and see if I really do like it. So the next guy that I dated pretty seriously was like probably our second conversation. And he mentions, he's like, I'm from St. George, and something about a hike. And I said, I hate hiking. I really need you to know that right now. He's like, what? I was like, I can't. I hate it. You'll probably never get a hike out of me. Or is that fine? And he was like, yeah. And we got married. So my moral of the story and my challenge to you is, you know what? Be who you are. Own what you like and what you don't like. Because then you actually open yourself up for the opportunity to get to know the people around you and for them to get to know you. And you can actually decide that you like something. Even hiking.